Hey everyone, welcome to our small footprint. My name is Nissa, and if you're new here, we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. Now, this intro is going on in my daggy kitchen again because it's really hot. It's over 30. I think it's like 32 degrees already, and it is only 9:30. And the sun is just really fierce. So until we get that back deck finished, which, is on the list, I just don't have anywhere to sit that isn't, my kitchen, which is, it is what it is. So, grocery haul. Last few videos have been the process of doing the groceries, and I've covered bits and pieces of what I bought during that process as well. But this is everything laid out. Now, it was late by the time I got home. We were on time with everything, but it was just a really big order, really big haul. With all the Christmas stuff as well, so packing it into the car was a little bit more complicated because I had Christmas presents and everything loaded in the bottom of the car too, and I'd actually put a lot of those Christmas presents over the top of the netting and the ties for the car, so I actually had to unpack half the car to be able to get get extra ties and stuff. And then when the fruit and veg was a lot larger than normal, so there was a lot more of that to get into the car too. So it was just a big juggle, and it was late, and it was getting dark by the time I'm filming everything spread out on the table. And Lamington says good morning. The lighting is not great. Now, I used the new camera, the DJI Pocket Osmo 3 that I have, which has the mic, so the sound's really good. But when I use my phone normally, it has the light on it while I'm using the phone. So I need to get a small light to use with this for doing the groceries of an evening, which is, it does have a low light, mind you, and I wonder if that would have worked if I should have just turned it on to low light. Anyway, first grocery haul with the new camera, so there's a little bit of learning curve there. So grocery wise, I did forget to put a couple of things on the table, and I did forget a few things when I was doing the groceries, but how about we get through the groceries first, and then I'll come back and I'll give dollar pricing and the little bits and pieces that I realized I forgot or didn't do once I got to the end of the groceries sort of thing. So I'll put all the tables full of groceries up first. For anyone who hasn't watched one before, I only have a dining table to spread things out on. So we basically unload to the dining table, sort it, film it, put that away, unload to the dining table, sort it, put it away, etc., etc. And it takes anywhere up to 5 or 6 tables, just depending on the quantity of stuff that we're buying and how well it lays out and all the rest of it. So let's get the groceries. I'll show you all the groceries, and then I'll come back and we'll discuss the cost and things like that. Alrighty, so anyone who's been around before, we know we have table full. So this is the first table full of food. We have a whole bunch of the shelf-stable udon noodles. The kids use 3 of these per meal. I'm not sure how many are there, but there's a few meals worth there. We have a couple of jars of the Italian tomato paste that Coles sells. It's just my preferred. I got some Oreos for the kids. I also got them some choc topping. I don't know that they've ever had it. I think I did make it with coconut oil a long time ago, but it's been a long time. So I got that for them as a treat for Christmas, sort of, summer Christmas eating. I got the Maizery curry paste. I got 3 of the red and 6 of the green, a white miso, because I still haven't done that miso kit that I keep on talking about. I got some jerky for Daryl. I'll eat some too, but it's mostly for Daryl. And some other low carb snacks. The lighting is a bit horrible tonight. We'll see how we go. Some pork crackle, different brands that were the cheaper dollar per. I grabbed some semolina for my dusting of the baguette trays and the pizzas and things like that. Nutritional yeast flakes. I got rice milk. I think I ended up with 35 rice milk. I had to go to 3 different locations to even get that many, so that's what we have this month. I bought a jar of pickles for everyone to use, and we've got 2 of the low sugar cranberry juice, which I will use to make jelly for trifle and things like that, and a variety of the low carb cordials to try a few different brands and a few different types. I also found some no sugar Sunkist at Costco, so I grabbed that, and I grabbed a box of the apple juice from Aldi for Orpheus, who takes it with some medicine. We've got The blueberry jam, which is the favourite jam of the kids. There's 4 jars of that. That's from Aldi. And I got some of the low sugar ketchup. There is another one of them somewhere, but we haven't found it yet. I got some arborio rice. We only have a couple of kilos of that left, as well as some cranberry sauce. This is to use with some brie and chicken at Christmas time. We normally do it in little pastry shells. Obviously, we won't be eating pastry this year, but it'll still be nice with the brie and the chicken. And I bought a few of these Mingle things that were on sale because these are low carb seasonings and sauces. So I got a taco seasoning. I also got some of their barbecue sauce, which we've tried before and quite like. A couple of baking powder and a couple of instant yeast. Oats, we still have a fair few oats, so I just grabbed 4 packs of the 1.8 kilos at Coles, I think had them. I did grab a couple of low carb bars. Now, this isn't something we want to rely on. These were on sale, and I decided to grab a couple just for Daryl and I to try. So like these ones are a 4-gram carb and these ones are 3-gram carb. So I just thought that it might be nice to have something a bit sweet to try over this Christmas period. What else have I missed here? Spaghetti. There's some angel hair as well as some standard spaghetti. I think about 18 all up between the two of them, and half a dozen of the penne as well. I bought some hard taco shells. I don't know that the kids have had them that they would remember, and I just thought that that would be something neat to try for a meal. And I got them the little mini ice cream cones that they use with the Ninja Creamy. So because we only make 1 tub of creamy ice cream, the cones are a good size to just put a scoop in top. I also got 24 of the rice crackers and 12 of the rice cakes. And Aldi had these food slices on sale, and Mum bought me that for Christmas. I got 6 Wheat Bix and 6 rice bubbles. I actually had to go to 2 different places to find rice bubbles. They were out of stock in the Aldis, so I did manage to find some, which was good because they're just a nice cheap breakfast and the kids like it, so that works well. I grabbed 10 kilos of raw sugar, and I grabbed a whole lot of the Coles brand tortilla chips that we like. Obviously Daryl and I aren't eating it at the moment, but the kids are, and they don't always have them in stock, so I grabbed what was on the shelf in the 2 Coles that I went to. So that is the first table load. Oh, I do have over here some of the bathroom stuff. There is some deodorants, some goat's milk soap, dishwashing liquid, shampoo and conditioner, a couple of these just spray bottles with the chemical lids for vinegar spray, some of the toothpicks, Ziploc bags, toothbrushes for everyone, laundry detergent, and some paper towel. Alrighty, table 2. I got a bucket of the flaked salt. I've got a lemon juice because we were out of lemon juice. The flaked salt is expensive but cheap for flaked salt, like compared to buying it elsewhere. I got some rice at Costco because I forgot to get it at Coles, so I just got some basmati rice, a 10 kilo of the plain flour, and a 25 kilo of the baker's flour. I also grabbed some garbage bags and some surface spray. I did say when I was doing the shopping that I bought this so that we can clear out some of the spiders before Mum visits for her benefit. I got ketchup for the kids for their hot dogs, and some mustard as well, an oyster sauce and a soy sauce, and a maple syrup as well. There's 3 of the Skippy peanut butter, 3, I think there's actually 4 honey maybe, but there's 3 sitting here. The Costco had the 0 sugar mineral waters, blood orange, mango, and raspberry and blueberry for $8.49 for a 10-pack, which is cheaper than it was on sale elsewhere. So I'm glad I waited and got that. I got 4 bags of the almond flour, which seems to have gone down in price. I'm pretty sure it was like $12.99 a kilo, which is really cheap for almonds. I got dehydrated mushrooms, which is Carvic's favorite, and dehydrated mixed vegetables. I also got them some pretzels for just something special out of ordinary. I got some instant coffee, and I'm not entirely sure why, because we recently just bought instant coffee. It may have been because it was on sale when I did the online shopping for the $50 a week. I'm not positive, but if it's unsealed, if it stays sealed, it's going to last indefinitely. So I got a gravy, 3 of the Cara coconut UHT coconut milks. Daryl and I aren't drinking this anymore in our coffee, but the kids use it in their hot drinks. I grabbed a bunch of Zupa Duper style ice blocks as well. These ones I found that are 99% fruit juice. I grabbed for the kids. I found this one that I'm going to try, which is a 0 sugar. I saw this branded of soft drink at Costco as well was for sale, but it was like $7 something per litre, which is far more than I'm going to pay. But I thought these would be nice to try, and I grabbed some sugar-free Super Dupers as well. And a ghee, so it's the 3 litres in 2 1.5 litre jars of ghee. I got some onion powder and some onion flakes, as well as some garlic powder. I do need to do a bulk spice order, but I have been slack, so this is going to fill in the hole. I got some chicken salt for Sonnet. She likes to use that on her popcorn, and just some minced garlic as well. I got 3 different types of coffee beans. We've been having a bit of problem getting the cheap ones that I normally buy strong enough in our coffees lately, I think because we've added cream to them. So I bought this one, which is one of my favorites. I've had that from Costco before. Then this one was $20 for the bag and sounded nice. And this one sounds really nice. This was $23 for the bag though, so far more than I would normally pay. But it just hazelnut vanilla coffee beans. I hadn't seen them before, and I decided to splurge on that. I did get 24 tins of coconut cream as well. We still do have 2, I think, of the Goon Bag coconut creams as well. I got 18 of the pesto, and there was only 8 tins of corn on the shelf, so just 8 tins of corn for that. So that was table 2. Next table is the fruit table. Now, in amongst this fruit, there is some for a neighbour. She gave me some cash to buy her some fruit as well. So some of this is for her, but I'm just going to go through it all anyway, and I'll sort out the dollar values at the end. So I got 2 boxes of figs. I think these ones were 18 or 20, the figs. I got 2 boxes of tomatoes. These weren't overly cheap. Apparently they're coming from South Australia at the moment, but they look really nice there and they smell good. So I got 2 boxes of those so that I can make some salsa, because we've got none left on the shelf. I got 3 boxes of bananas. 28, I think the boxes of bananas were. I got 2 boxes of peaches and 2 boxes of nectarines. Each box was $18, I believe. Strawberries. I got 10 flats of strawberries. These are slightly rain affected, so they've got some just some markings on the surface of them, and will go bad quicker, but that's fine. We're just going to fill the freezer with them. So each flat was $10 each. I grabbed a box of limes for $20 because I want lime to have with vanilla vodka and stuff over Christmas. A box of apples. These were not particularly cheap either because it's not really the right season, but apples last really well in the fridge. Like, they last the 4 to 6 weeks, which makes it a great fruit to have when the other fruit has run out. I grabbed a bag of lemons. Again, lemons aren't particularly cheap at the moment, but I just wanted some fresh lemons. Some celery to use for seafood salad. I got a box of cherries. The cherries were $45, so I'm going halves with my neighbour on that one, and they are really nice, but they were a bit expensive. Lychees were the same, $45 for a full box. We'll go halves on those ones as well. Raspberries were $10 a flat, so I grabbed 6 of those because I love raspberries. They're really nice in cold drinks in summer as well. And then mangoes. So he got a pallet of mangoes, and one corner of the pallet got clipped by the forklift, and so there is some that are quite squishy, but it's fine. We're going to freeze them for smoothies, most of them anyway, so the fact that the texture's a bit funny isn't an issue. So I got 10 flats of these, 10 boxes of these for $10 each as well. Next table. All right, I got some fresh salmon for Daryl, and apparently Surreal likes it as well, instead of the smoked stuff. I got a couple of jam rolls for the kids for their trifle. I got this big tub of halloumi for us to use. A bunch of the tortillas that I buy. I think there's 5 packs of the 3 there. I got 6 of the 2-litre cream. So at Costco, the 2-litre creams are $11.99. We're going to work out how we're going to start freezing some of these and storing them, that sort of thing. Half a dozen of the mixed beans, broccoli, corn, frozen veggies that the kids mostly eat, and then I got half a dozen of the different veggie rices, so a broccoli cauliflower mix and a plain cauliflower mix. I also got 2 of the whipped cream toppings. You know, it's not the cheapest way to buy it, but it's really neat. And I got Daryl some mushrooms, 3 bags of carrots. I don't know what, I'm gonna have to pull that out. That's butcher stuff that just hasn't been unpacked. There's a tub of Nuttallix for the kids. I think it's 6 of these. They were marked down to $11.31. I put them straight in Mum's freezer, so they're frozen. They'll go straight in our freezer as well. And then I had 3 of these split chickens that are unseasoned. They were also marked down as at one of the places, so I grabbed those. And then I grabbed the normal ones from Aldi as well, so the boneless Greek and the mango ones, and I did grab some of the wings that Daryl and I really liked that time we had them. This is one of the rolled pork roasts. There is another one somewhere. I bought 2 of them, I believe. They're the $6.99 a kilo rolled roast. We use them for mincing, for roasting, for all sorts of things. 2 packs of the hot dog sausages for hot dogs tonight, and the kids will have whatever's left another meal. They didn't have the plain salami that I normally buy. They only had these mixed packs, but I decided to give them a go as well. We'll see how we go. Mersey Valley cheese that I always buy that I really enjoy. And then we bought sliced cheese last month, Tasty, and this Colby. We definitely preferred the Colby. I grabbed a few different styles of the shredded cheese. I know I should shred it myself, but I'm not going to. So Mexican style, I grabbed 1 pack of the pizza and 2 packs of the mozzarella. I also grabbed a box of cream cheese, some garlic mussels for Daryl and whoever else wants to eat them, some mascarpone for treats over Christmas, like I might try and make a low-carb tiramisu, some sour cream. I bought a smoked brie. This is to go with the cranberry jelly and chicken that I was talking about, and I did find that Coles had some no sugar added dark chocolates, so I bought those 2 to give a go. Some of the shaved ham for the kids. This works really well just to portion out. And I did buy, they didn't have any pork bellies at all, and I think it's because they had so many other Christmas related type things out, turkeys and all that. So I decided to buy the pork belly really thin cut stuff as a treat for Daryl and I to have as well, a nice fatty cut of meat. I did find, where is it in here? I did see something that I missed. Boneless leg ham. I bought 2 of these. They were $8 off per pack. So price wise it ended up being about $12 a kilo, and because Mum bought me that meat slicer, then I thought that this was better than buying bone-in leg ham for just ease of use. Alrighty, last table, though there is a couple of things that haven't made the table. I'll mention them though. So I bought 4 packs of the chicken thighs, skinless chicken thigh fillets from Costco, and 2 packs, they have the wing nibbles now. They're $6.99 a kilo, which isn't great, but we're trying to add a few extra things that we have the opportunity to have for Daryl and I, so I grabbed 2 of those. I grabbed a bag of the baby cos lettuces. It's broken open, but there's like a 4-pack, and 2 of the Lebanese cucumbers. They were $3 off or something, so I grabbed 2 packs of those for the kids. The asparagus is Australian asparagus at the moment, and it was $15 for the kilo. A cheddar cheese. I meant to get the Coles cheddar and I forgot. This is more expensive, but I just wanted a block of cheddar to have as well. I got 2 packs of the seafood extender for seafood salad for Christmas. I got about 10 kilos of chicken thigh bone in. These were fresh from the deli, so Daryl and I are going to split these and freeze them now. I meant to do it at Mum's and I forgot, but she probably didn't have enough room in her freezer anyway. There's the second rolled pork leg and the second ham. This box here is an 18 kilo box of $18, whatever it is, a box of broccoli, and it's slightly damaged, so I think it was $18 because it's slightly damaged. And the butcher, I grabbed these Wagyu roast. Now we're going to use these not as roast but more as slicing into thin pieces to eat. They are 4+ marbling, so they look really, really nice, and they were $19.99 a kilo, which is a really good price. The rump was $16.99 a kilo, but I find that rump we end up with a bit of wastage because of the lines of gristle and that through it, and that these definitely don't have that, so I think we'll get better use out of them. I ended up buying 2 smaller ones and a larger one for stripping there. I also did buy a rib fillet. They're $29.99 a kilo there, and it just steak, wanted steak. 3 of the Kirkland's grass-fed butter. That was a second cream cheese to the one that I showed before. I found this turkey. I looked at turkey, and they had turkey breasts, smoked turkey breasts, but it was like $27 a kilo, and I wasn't going to pay that. This one is... It appears that it's raw. So you defrost it and you roast it yourself, and it was only $26 for a 2 kilo one. So I grabbed that because I like turkey. I don't know if anyone else does, but I do. So I thought, while there's plenty of turkey available, I will grab it. I got 4 of the 3 kilo frozen raw green banana prawns. These are Australian prawns. They're only $17 a kilo, basically because they're a little small. They're banana prawns, not tiger prawns, so they're not the ones that everyone picks, but they are Australian certified, fresh caught, wild caught prawns, and they are really nice. So I got 4 3 kilo boxes of that, and I bought a box of the beef trim like normal. So it's $9.89 a kilo. It's whatever weight the box was. This one happened to be 19.4 kilos, and it is the beef that they turn into mince in store. So I turn it into mince myself at home at my leisure. Now there was 4 Quilton toilet papers as well, so there's 4 of those, and I think there was something else that I spotted. Oh, I didn't mention there's the Coke Zero cans over there as well. We bought a box of them for Christmas, and I think that's just about it, which is, you know, plenty and enough. So Daryl's gonna, you know, finish us off. There we go. Alrighty, so that was everything. So I didn't show, so there was 4 of those things of toilet paper. I think I only showed 1, but I bought 4 of those. I did have stuff on the table that I noticed that I didn't mention, and then it got moved before I mentioned again. I bought a bunch of the Coles automatic insect sprayers that have the dispensers that they spray every 15 minutes or whatever. We use those in some communal areas to help with bugs, especially at night time, because when we've got lights on inside, and we don't have a particularly well sealed house, you get lots of the little black bugs that come inside. So we have them spraying in opposite ends of the house, and it just keeps the bug population down. And then I have one that I spray here in the kitchen, not over the bench, but in the general vicinity, that helps with flies as well. I also didn't show, but was in the cost of these groceries, which I will mention, is that I bought the 2 blue crockery sets, the melamine crockery sets, that I might see if I can find a photo, because I did have them in the planning video, I think, but I didn't show, like, in the actual Costco video, but I didn't show them in this one. So I bought 2 sets of those for the kids because they were a really good price, and I also bought the set of the coloured bowls because I love those coloured bowls at Costco. And I bought an extra set of the ceramic lined coffee mugs because they're the ones that Daryl and I actually use, but the kids have been using them as well. So I bought an extra set of those that I don't know if I showed either. But I think that's everything. I think everything else got included in those table loads full of stuff. But I'll have a think about it as I'm going through pricing. So now, for this month, I saved a bunch of my rewards points. I will do a video discussing the way I build those rewards points and the different groups and stuff that I do them through, because I have been asked to go over it a little bit further. But in a small amount, I had $210 worth of Woolworths/Big W points, and I had $260 worth of Coles points. I also had $150 worth of cash rewards and $50 worth of Perkle. So all of those we'll go through the numbers that added to this shop, which allowed me a little bit more leeway on the shop. I also bought some fruit and veg for a neighbour, and so she gave me some cash towards that too. So the total cost of everything was $4,112.46. So $4,112.46. Now, I had $670 worth of rewards to take off that initially, which brought it down to $3,442. There was around about $165 worth of those miscellaneous. So I don't pull much miscellaneous out of it. Like there's the occasional books or whatever that I buy at Aldi. I don't pull them out of it. But there was specific things. So there was the meat slicer, which I paid for in my groceries because I was paying for groceries, but is actually a Christmas present from Mum. So we worked that out later. And I bought those cups, which are about the $35 mark, and about $60 for those melamine sets. So That was about $165 that's taken off it, which brings it down to $3,278, and then also the $120 that of the neighbour's worth of fruit, and then that brought it down to $3,158. So $3,158 for the 8 weeks, which breaks down to $394 per week, $56 a day, $7.05 per person per day, and around about $2.35 per meal per day. So for me, this is the way that I work out the expenditure on my groceries to make sure that I am staying somewhat consistent. So it's not that I have to keep to that budget, and I still did have a little bit of surplus that I could have spent on other things if I needed to, but I will look at doing a bulk meat order, and we have been spending a little bit more at IGA and Foodworks lately. So that breakdown too, I did spend around about $500 at the local Foodworks over the span of the last 8 weeks. Now, realistically, that's probably needs to be on to last month's grocery numbers, which I do have here, which worked out to be $3,169.95. So a very similar price to what I spent this month, except that I had all those extra rewards points. So I spent far more when you take that into account, and I'm hoping that the food will last better over that 8 weeks because of that. So last month, an extra $400 odd, or last 2 months or whatever, about an extra $400 odd needs to go on for that Foodworks and IGA there, which kicks up that price. I did also do a bulk butcher order. It was about $575 on my cost. I actually got a refund on part of it because something wasn't any good, and one of the boxes of chicken was for my neighbour. So it was about $575, but I still have a large quantity of that left because it was a bulk meat order. So we still have like 10 kilos of bacon and stuff in the freezer that was part of that order. We did use all the chuck roasts, but the bacon and stuff has been spread out, and we still have some of those chicken tenders frozen cooked in the freezer as well. So that's sort of spread out over there, but it does need to be taken into account that I did spend that money, and I would like to spend a similar again, maybe middle of like 1 month in from this shop for the second half of the month to get some more beef and things like that. So that's going to be something that I need to take into account. But for the moment, the value of what I did ended up being the $2.43 per meal per day, per person per day. So the way I break that down, as I said before, is I work on 3 meals per person per day. Daryl and I generally only eat 2, and the kids might eat 5, but we're just using this as a measuring stick. And this allows me to realize how much I've spent and how it's equated over the 8 weeks, and just allow me to keep a running total of approximately how much I'm spending, and keep in mind the quantity of food that I'm then getting, and making sure it's fairly consistent, that we're not going over the top, we're not buying under, and all that sort of thing. So that's the point of doing that dollar per meal, is just for that measuring stick. It's an allowable figure that I can then look back over each shop and know that they're similar. So I'll put all the figures up on the screen as per normal in the little graphics that I do. And if you have any questions, then ask them in the comments. But the breakdown that I normally do here too on what I spent where. So the Big W was $166.54. Coles was $460.71. Woolworths was $318.45. Aldi was 2 different shops. One was $374, one was $60. And then Costco, I spent $1,911. The fruit and veg was $439.12, and the butcher was $232.17. So less all the $670 odd off of that, of course, and the $120 and the $164, and that came out with my total. So that's the totals before any of that's removed. That was just the looking at my phone to check the transactions in my bank to see the totals that was spent. Actually, that's not true, because the rewards points, I don't have to pay for them. So it's just how I've got it written down. So hopefully I've gone over it enough, though, to break that down and to show what was the actual expense and things like that. I'll have a look at the graphics as I edit this up and make sure it makes sense. So that was December's, Christmas's grocery haul. I don't feel like I forgot, I didn't get any scourers because they were sold out, so Daryl will need to grab some. And I didn't buy any icing sugar, and I should have. So Daryl's in at church at the moment, so I might get him to grab a bag of icing sugar on the way home, just for making the royal icing for the kids' gingerbread houses. But other than that, I don't feel like I missed anything food-wise. There was a couple of things that the kids actually wanted me to get, but didn't tell me that they needed, which is... So not until I'm back and all of a sudden they're going, oh, one of our internet dongles is broken. Oh, that's great. But I don't leave the house for another 8 weeks, and getting things delivered at this time of year is next to impossible, so you'll have to wait. But food-wise, I think I covered everything. I think we got everything. So I will be able to tell as we go further into the month as I start doing it. So yesterday I spent all day breaking down berries, and the kids helped me and all that sort of stuff. So I filmed all that. That will be in the next video, the first day of breaking down everything. And I'll get this one out today. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. And I will see you on the next one.